Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Reet and I talk about books, rom-com, fantasy, dark romance, you name it. We are nearing the end of the summer, which is wild because this year is flying by. So I figured this would be a perfect time to do a little half-yearly book check. I have read about 30 books till now this year, and today I'm going to talk about some of my favorites. No spoiler, I promise, just a quick overview of what those books made me feel and why. So go grab a snack, settle in, and let's talk books. So the very first book which I picked up this year was The Fourth Wing from the Empyrean series. I actually reread it to prep for The Onyx Storm, which came out recently, and let me tell you, this series did not go viral. It exploded on internet. To be honest, it deserved every bit of the hype. The moment I stepped into Basgat War College, I was swept into a whirlwind of danger, romance, and dragons. It's brutal, it's magnetic, it's completely addictive. Rebecca Yarros builds a world that feels so immersive, you forget that you're reading it. The characters, you'll root for them, you'll cry for them, you'll fear for them, and you'll definitely fall hopelessly in love with them. The pacing is relentless, the stakes are sky high, and the emotional punches, they hurt in the best way. Of course, I went on to read Iron Flame and Onyx Storm. I was so excited about this book that I pre-ordered it months ago and it did not disappoint. I would honestly do unspeakable things just to reread this series for the first time. If you love fantasy with romance, dragons, and high stake drama, this series is a must. Next up is from my favorite author, Sarah Adams, and I will read anything and everything she writes. Her books are like comfort food with a little kick. The one that I read this year is called Beg, Borrow, and Steal. It is an enemies to lovers, which is, by the way, my favorite trope. Um, the one the one I read this year is called Beg, Borrow, or Steal, which is the enemies to lover, by the way, which is my favorite trope. Set in a small town of Rome, Kentucky. It is actually book 3 of When in Rome series. It has got that Hallmark movie vibe with way more sass and spice. The main characters, Emily and Jack, are both second grade teachers, but Jack is secretly living a double life. He's also a very famous author. Emily writes too, and she accidentally sends her unedited manuscript with elaborated romance to her school principal. It is total chaos. Jack gets roped into helping her fix the mess, and from there, the tension, the chemistry just builds. It's funny, it's sweet, and it's got that signature Sarah Adams charm. If you love small town romance with witty banter and a little bit of spice, this one is for you. I highly recommend it. If you're wondering why the stack is changing its shape and sizes and its location, it's because I stupidly enough started filming this video without actually getting the books out of the stack. So I had to do that now, and my stacks are uneven. Anyways, say hello to my books. Let's continue. Okay, so now let's talk about Till Summer Do Us Part. This book is such a fun, spicy mess, and when I say spicy, it is spicy in the best possible way. It follows Scotty, a 29-year-old copywriter who's just gotten divorced from the only guy she has ever been with. She's trying to keep it together at work, surrounded by all these happily married co-workers, and in the moment of panic, she lies and says she's married too, but they're having some issues. Cue her boss recommending couples therapy with her own husband. Yep, Scotty now needs a fake husband stat. Her best friend Mike introduces her to Wilder. Let me just say he is hot, rich, tattooed, lip ring, the whole bad boy with soft side vibe. He agrees to play along, and suddenly they're off to an 8-day couples camp in the woods. Think trust falls, awkward intimacy issues, and way too much eye contact. It is hilarious, chaotic, and somehow incredibly sweet. The chemistry between Scotty and Wilder is off the charts, and the emotional moments sneak up on you. If you love fake dating, forced proximity, and watching two people fall for each other when they're definitely not supposed to, you will love this one. It has some of the classic, most hilarious banters ever. I love everything Megan Quinn writes. This is by far the best book I've read from her, and I am really excited about her future books. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna read all of her books now. Another rom-com that I absolutely could not put down is Christy Wood's The Love of My Afterlife. Our protagonist Delphi dies in the very first chapter, but instead of fading into beyond, she's granted a second chance. But of course, there's a catch. There's always a catch. She just has 10 days to get a guy she met for only a few moments and kind of fell in love with in the afterlife to kiss her willingly, or she's toast again. This book was such a joy to read. It's hilarious and packed with just the right amount of romance. Delphi is quirky, emotionally guarded, and totally relatable. I haven't stopped recommending this book since I finished it. If you're into quirky premises, lovable messes, and stories that balance heart and humor perfectly, this one's a must read. I absolutely loved it. So the last book that I read, I read it on my Kindle. I do not have a physical copy of it, which I'm going to buy the next time I go to Indigo. You have probably seen this dark romance blowing up all over the internet. It's called Phantasm. You know what? Let me just grab my Kindle. It's called Phantasm or Phantasm. I think Phantasm. I pronounce it as Phantasm. It's not usually the kind of book that I gravitate towards, but with all the hype, I had to see what the fuss was about. I'll be honest, the first few chapters were a bit of a struggle. The character and the world building took some time to settle in, and I wasn't sure it was for me, but once the things clicked, I devoured it. The atmosphere is intense, the romance is twisted in all the right ways, and the story pulls you in deeper with every page. It's dark, immersive, and surprisingly emotional. If you're into slow burn tension, morally grey characters, which I think everybody is, and stories that mess with your head a little, Phantasm is worth the ride. And that is a wrap on my half yearly book check. I cannot believe how many incredible stories I have gotten to dive into already, from dragons to war colleges to slow burn romance to afterlife soulmates. Whether you're into spicy rom-coms, cozy small town dramas, or twisted dark romances, I hope you found something to add to your TBR. Let me know in the comments which book you have loved so far this year, if any of these are on your radar, and if you have read Phantasm, we need to talk. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you do not miss out on future book chat. So you do not forget to hit like, subscribe, and press that bell. Do not do not forget to hit like, subscribe, and press that bell icon so you do not miss out on our future book chats. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I have linked them in the bio. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you in the next one. Happy reading!